All right, guys, welcome back to OctoClean Media. We're here to teach you how to clean windows today. So you watch my window cleaning kit. This is the how-to, tips, tricks, how we do it. So let's get started. So if you notice, I'm not using the customer's kitchen sink, anything like that. I'm always getting my water outside or in a mop sink, something that's designated for me, not for someone to clean their dishes in. All right, now that I got my water, let's go clean some windows. All right, so now we're ready to clean these windows, and let's talk about where I start and where I end. For me, I want to start at the first window, and I'm going to work my way to the right. Why do I do that? Well, because my water is going to be pushing right, and I have a less tendency to get the window that I just cleaned wet again. First of all, I want to start, of course, all the way down, right? No more windows on this wall, and I'm going to start top to bottom. Now, another thing that I notice is a lot of people will not get the mop wet enough. So when you're on the outside of a building, you don't have to worry about as much, will the floor get dirty? The concrete's gonna dry. But how wet do you want it? Well, it's simple. Dip it and just barely run your hand across it. Now, for this window, it's above my head. Your average person will just grab a ladder and move a ladder. Well, that takes time, and again, as you know, time costs money. So I'm going to teach you how to clean windows at height, because I think that that is the most difficult thing to do when you're first starting out. So first of all, I wet my T-bar, I got my mop, and I'm just going to go up and down. Doesn't matter, I can go up and down, I can go, side to side. This isn't like you're spraying a window. You want it to be wet. You want it to be, you're actually scrubbing it now, right? This is cleaning a window. You notice I got water everywhere, and I'm going to show you why. Mop goes off, I'll put it there because the mop's really not that dirty. I don't want to get my mop water, nasty dirty. Now I got my squeegee. It's important that you lock this squeegee in. If you can see that, the adapter and the hole will match up. You'll actually hear a click. I'll start, especially when you're first starting out, with this squeegee in the locked position. It will not oscillate, it will not swivel. From there, you could do your angle. This is why, again, this tool is important. The ones you buy from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, you can't adjust them. They're set. This window is going to require me to have this angle to pull the water off that mullion, because I don't want to get up there in a ladder, right? So that being said, I'm setting this at a 40-degree angle. This is how you clean at height. I want to put my squeegee on the window glass. As I come up, the high side that's higher, is going to go all the way to the rubber on the window. I'm going to pull it down and pull it. And again, I'm doing the same thing all the way to the other edge. I'm going to pull it down. And now you notice I have like a little mountain. I'm simply just going to ski down the mountain. So ski all the way to my edge, all the way to my edge, down, down, and my water is right there. Now, you're like, oh, Greg, you got a bunch of water all over the mullions. Another reason why I buy this squeegee. Pops out. I'm not throwing it back in my mop bucket, right? Putting it on my dry walker. This thing will hold a towel. So, same thing you did with the squeegee. You can put a towel in there, lock it down, and say, you know what, I got to clean these mullions, right? Or I've got a little streak that I have that I don't want to, if I had a streak in the middle of the window, same thing. I'm not on a ladder. I can do this. My mullions will be clean. With this one, I like to flip it up. Because when you're cleaning commercial windows, they don't want just the glass. They want these window sills done, or what they call mullions. They want these clean as well. So that being said, that's a skill that I recommend that you practice. You find a tall window of different sizes and practice that. All right, so now we're gonna choose a squeegee. Of course, this is gonna be an 18. If you wanna know how to do that, go to our socials. There's a small video there that shows you how to do pick your squeegee from 18 to 14 to 13 to 12, whatever it might be, how you would actually, what squeegee would work best for this window, okay? Now, let's talk about this. Your mop, again, you notice I have it in my dry walker. Same thing as the top, but if you're looking at this, and you notice I'm getting it pretty wet, right? I need that chemical reaction to the dirt, the soil, the oil that's on these windows for me to actually get the windows clean and for me to move my squeegee smoothly. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing almost as I did on the window at height. What I am gonna do is say, you know what, that's not a great angle for me. So I'm gonna adjust my angle and say, you know, I probably want it at, I don't know, maybe it's about 40 on my, what I'm gonna do is start from the bottom and I'm gonna go up. I can use that same method and the same thought in my head as skiing down a mountain, right? The method of pushing the water is a little bit different because I'm starting at the bottom. And again, I'm not pushing hard. I have very, very light pressure on this squeegee. I'm letting the water come off the low side. If you can see this actually dripping down, it's coming off that low side. As I get to the top, I'm gonna do a little dance where I put it in the corner and then I rotate my hand and now my water again is gonna fall down as you can see it. I'm gonna get it to the corner. I'm gonna rotate again. Now I've got my high side, as you can see. Now it's a very simple go up, up. Oh, Greg missed that. Well, don't worry about that. I'm gonna get it. Ski down the mountain, ski down the mountain. And that's what you're looking at here. It's like, okay, I'm gonna ski. Why is this running like? You know, it's like this window, it's a good example. This window has what looks like it's not actually level. I missed a bunch. So this is an example. So let's say I miss, as you can see, I missed a few things. That's when I'm not too worried, because if I have to, and again, when you're new, just a good example, I know I'm gonna have to get some of my edges. Again, when I have my towel, I'm flipping into my hand, finding a clean spot, and I'll literally just hit my streak. I'll hit my area that I missed. So you don't have to necessarily re-clean the whole window. It's great practice when you start, but you don't have to. Now there's a little trick to do the bottom. Unfortunately, the bottom of this window has our little Sammy the Octopus stickers. So this is gonna be a difficult window to clean. Not necessarily to clean, but to dry. Same method. What you're gonna notice though, when I have this, I'm still gonna have to come back over this and physically dry Sammy's little face. If I'm bidding a customer, I'm gonna have to work that in and say, look, you know, this is gonna take me a little bit more time because of that factor. And again, I usually have clean and a wet and almost a dry towel when I have this method. And by using enough mop chemical, you don't really have to worry about it being clean because it is clean already. You scrubbed it clean, you're just dritting the water off. But I pulled the dirt and the soil off of the window. All right, now that I've showed you pretty much how to clean a window, this method holds true whether you're in a residential space, a commercial space, but let's talk about, other than cleaning glass, what do your customers expect? Well, they expect the windowsills or the mullions wiped down and they look nice when you're done. They expect if you're in a residential space, when you open that window and you see that windowsill and that the frame and the rolling part that the window slides in and out on, that needs to be cleaned. That being said, those things will definitely be a plus to you and your company, especially if you're just starting out. It can be very profitable. I definitely recommend just get some glass, start practicing. Again, thank you, and make sure you like and subscribe. If there's some other janitorial cleaning thing you'd like to see, put that in the comments below. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys soon.